Today I'm going to show you how to begin laying out your very first drawing for CAD at drafting, which we're going to call our size A template. Typically in CAD and drafting, whether pencil paper based or on the computer, all drafts people use a template of some kind. Templates will vary between what type of drawings you're creating. In our course, we're going to use a template A that is on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Other industries, when they start doing their blueprinting work, might use a bigger template, which could be a size B, a size C, or a size D. Each letter represents a different size of template, which correlates to a different size sheet of paper. Size A is one of the smallest ones. A size D is probably 4 to 5 times bigger than this piece of paper. I'm going to show you today how to begin to lay this out. You're going to need to use a plain white piece of paper. No notebook paper, no colored paper. Paper needs to be nice, clean, untouched. No smudges, no dirty fingerprints, because we're going to draw one of these, and then I'm going to give you multiple copies to save you a lot of time doing the drawings. When we get to the actual CAD computer-based program, we will also draw a template of this size containing the same information that you see here on the computer. And then we can make an electronic copy over and over again to again save you time. The more time we save you, the less time you actually are doing the work. So this piece of paper is going to start out, and I apologize I can't go full screen because of the camera limitations. You're going to draw a 1/2-inch border all around the entire box. So you're going to measure in from the top edge of your paper 1/2 inch down. You will measure on the left edge 1/2 inch in. From the bottom edge you see here is also 1/2 inch in. And then over here on the far right, also a 1.5 inch line all the way around this box. Now, when you begin to do this, this is the example of what yours should look like when it's finished. Your example will start to look like this. So what we have here is one that's started to be laying out all of your dimensions. As you see the note in front of you, lay out using light construction lines. Everything is done super light lines so we can make our mistakes now, erase them really, really clean, and then we'll darken our lines in last. So the 1/2 inch marks are all these little dark marks that you see on the corners. And if you look close enough, you can see a very light 1/2 inch line. My lines do overlap up here at the top. That's fine. If I go to the other corner, you can see that we do have some overlap here as well. And also at the bottom of this form. All of my lines are very light to make erasing much easier. So the first thing I need you to do is start to draw a light 1/2 inch line around the entire perimeter of your template A. So here's the first one on the right, second one across the top, third one over here on the left edge, and then of course one down here at the bottom. So at this time, if you need to stop the video and begin to draw in your 1/2 inch construction line, please do so at this time. Now that we're back, I'm going to have you begin to lay out the title block information. The title block information on a template is going to contain certain pieces of information. Our template is going to include the name of our high school, city and state. We eventually then will put in the name of your drawing. do not fill in any information on this template. I want to make Xerox copies for you, again, to save you time. So don't put any titles in your size A template. Please leave this open. And then over here on the right-hand side, you will letter your first and last name, and then our course, CAD with 2 Ds, representing design and drafting, and it's our level 1 course. So when we start to put these boxes in, we're going to start here on the left-hand side. You're going to measure from your 1/2 inch guideline up 3/4 of an inch. You'll come over here to the far right, measure from your guideline up 3/4 of an inch, and then taking your ruler, and you need to use a ruler on all of this, you're going to draw a nice straight light line all the way across. On my example for you, and I'm going to zoom in, so bear with me, you can now see there is my light construction line measured from 3/4 from this 1/2 inch line up 3/4. And it's from the left side all the way across to the right side. So at this time, if you need to stop the video to add in that 3/4 inch line all the way across, please do so. Okay, now we're back again. This time we're going to have you now letter in the information in your title block. Just like following our rules of lettering, we want to make our lines of text 1/8 inch tall with approximately 1/8 inch spacing in between our words. Now again, this is a one-shot deal. I want one perfect, clean template A, so we don't have to redo this over and over again. So your measurement is going to be critical. So we're going to lay out 1/8 inch guidelines on the left-hand side, and then we're also going to lay out our 1/8 inch lines on the right-hand side for your name and your hour. My example reflects this, and I'm going to zoom in here, and you can see my 1/8 inch lines laid out for this process. So I measured down 1/8 of an inch, another 1/8 of an inch, a second 1/8, and another 1/8 here. I have good light lines. They are all parallel to each other, even parallel to my construction lines for my title block. And now this is where I'm going to begin to letter in my information. So once I have it laid out, I'm now going to letter it. Using your best lettering skills, please letter your first and last name. Your lettering needs to be an 1/8 inch tall and extremely dark. You can clearly see the difference of contrast between my light construction lines and my very dark lettering. So there's my name. I'm now going to skip an 1/8 inch row. I also skipped an 1/8 inch here. So open space, first and last name, open space. Now I'm going to put in my course. So there's my lettering. Now that the lettering is done on this side, I'm going to erase the extra lines. So I'm going to erase these extra lines here, and then I'm going to erase these extra lines here. So while I start to erase my construction lines in my title block, you can pause the video, add in your lettering, and then erase it. Now that we're back, as I start to and continue to erase my construction lines, the lighter the lines, the less work I have to do. I want my extra lines to disappear. So if you make your construction lines heavy and dark to start, and be very careful not to smudge your paper, I'm going to see excessive lines in areas I don't need. So this box is now complete. I'm going to move over to this side. Again, I'm going to leave open an open space here on top. I'm going to letter in Rogers High School in my best lettering. As dark as I can. I'm going to skip another 1/8 inch, and I'm going to then letter Rogers, and I'm certainly going to abbreviate Minnesota. I don't need to spell it all out. So now at this time, you can pause the video, letter in Rogers High School, Rogers, Minnesota, make sure everything is spelled correctly, and then you can erase your layout lines, construction lines, to clean it up real nice and neat. So feel free to pause the video again, letter, and erase the extra lines. All right, back one more time. Now what we're going to do is we're going to begin to darken in the rest of our construction lines. Now we have to go heavy and dark. So I am using a mechanical pencil at this time. I clearly can show I can letter really dark, and now I'm going to darken in my construction lines. Again, here's my example that shows the